Yo, what is up folks, TreadCG here, and today we're taking a look at one of the most exciting cards that was printed in Wilds of Eldraine, and that is Up the Beanstalk. 1 and a green enchantment. When Up the Beanstalk enters the battlefield, and whenever you cast a 5 mana or greater spell, draw a card. Huge card advantage engine comes in, draws early, and later on you may have some powerful 5 drops, for example things like Leyline Binding, that way when you cast them, trigger it again, you get to draw more cards. It's already really made its impact known on Modern, but here we're having a look at Explorer. There are some differences. Hey, like Explorer is going to be symmetrical to Pioneer in like a year, but there are some differences at the minute, and one of the big ones, especially for this deck, is Bring to Light, which is a whole engine to itself, but obviously Bring to Light itself triggers Up the Beanstalk, as do some of the things you get off it, and so hey, that is a difference here between Explorer and Pioneer, but the deck is still potent in Explorer, and that's what we're looking at today. So, starting at the bottom, we have Gigantha in our sideboard. Just, hey, nice value, great, alright. Early game, we have 4 copies of Up the Beanstalk, of course, and then also 4 copies of Volcanic Spite, which alongside Leyline Binding, which you can cast early, we have a 5-color mana base, with all the basic land types. Volcanic Spite here doing 2 things. Firstly, like interacting with Greasefang, early aggro decks, that kind of thing. Being able to do 3 damage instant speed is actually pretty handy. But then also, hey, we're not doing like Atraxa things, trying to treat anything to play, but the card onto the bottom of the library to draw a card, just some filtering there, smooth out your draw, is super handy, especially when we're drawing extra cards off Up the Beanstalk and maybe have some lands that we can put back later on anyway. So, at 3, we have 4 copies of Fable the Mirrorbreaker, yada yada. We're playing some of the best cards of the format here. I'm not going to dwell too long on it. Super durable, again lets you loot towards stuff, and has some powerful things you can do off the back end with a copy ability. We are then playing an Elemental package. We're playing 4 copies of Risen Reef alongside 4 copies of Omnath, and to kind of supplement that we have 1 copy of Nissa, which gives you some card advantage for finding either of these. So Nissa itself is a land 4 ability to add mana of any colour, and then if you've resolve the ability twice, you then also get to search for an elf. Well, sorry, not search. Reveal cards, so you hit an elf or an elemental. In this case, we only have 1 copy of the Nissa, but you're hitting either Risen Reef or Omnath, either of which really, really solid. Risen Reef, more card advantage, and then also some ramp as well. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you can put it into the play, tapped. If not, put it into your hand. Sweet. Omnath, of course, also just another format all-star. Draws cards, gains life, and then if you trigger a land another time, you do some damage as well. We have a bunch of card advantage here. We've got the Beanstalk, kind of our elemental package, and kind of what are we doing with that? And so at 5, we've got a number of things. Again, we don't have Bring to Light, but we're playing a number of different like options here. Kind of I wanted to try some stuff out. So we have 1 copy of Velashon. One thing I will say is that you may want to play 2 of these if you're playing this deck on Arena, just because it is so good. 4 and a white for 4/7 with Vigilance. If a permanent enters the battlefield, causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers additional time. Awesome. Doubles all of your stuff, especially really good with Lightning and Mining, but like literally all these things. Amazing. The reason why I say play the second one is I'm kind of like chosen to just like play more options at 5 here and play some more interesting stuff, but Elshorn's super good. One of the options is kind of similar in Virtue of Knowledge. One of the new adventures, part of the Virtue cycle. If a permanent entry in the battlefield causes the trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that triggers an additional time. So the similar ability, but in this case it's an enchantment, so it's immune to creature removal, but it also has this Vantress Visions ability as an adventure early. So 1 in a blue instant, copy target activated or triggered ability you control, you can choose new targets. It's just some nice upside. I'm going to see how good this is. It's one of the virtues I think with the most potential for constructive play, and pretty sweet. Alongside that, we have a few more options. So Kenrith is often one of the things that you see play in these Omnath decks. 5 mana for a 5/5, then has all these abilities, giving your team trample and haste, counters, life, cards, all reanimating stuff. Again, 5 colors, you can do all of the things. Pretty awesome. We have a Golos. Obviously, we're playing, again, that 5-color mana base, which means you can activate it, and then kind of really start popping off without having to necessarily like butcher a mana base like a Cascading Cataracts. And then a couple of more interesting things here. Again, we have the Virtue Knowledge, but we're also playing a Beborgamos and a Zergo. So Beborgamos and Fibblethip is this 5 mana 6/5. 2 and team of colours. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you get to draw a card and then discard any number of land cards. When you discard 1 or more cards this way, it does twice that much damage to target creature. We are playing 27 lands in this deck, and we're drawing quite a lot of cards between Up the Beanstalk, and then that gets us kind of like filter things away. But we'll have lands discard here, gets you some filtering, and again being able to interact with opponent's creatures, especially like harder to kill things. Super nice. Also, hey, if your opponent's playing something like a troll, they've got some wrath, the 1 in a blue ability, if your opponent tries to remove it to put into your library, means it can come back and do its stuff again. Pretty handy. Zergon Ojutai, a little bit different. One of the things I've seen kind of like tutored up in some of these Bring to Light decks, it's kind of a neat little touch. I thought I'd try it out here. So 2 blue, red, white for an Orc Dragon. It is a 4/4 with flying and haste. Hexproof, it enters the battlefield this turn, which means that you're at least going to get 1 attack in with it. And then whenever 1 or more dragons you control deal combat damage to a player or battle, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 on into your hand, the rest on the bottom. That kind of Ojutai Anticipate ability. And if you want to, you can return a dragon to its owner's hand. Which, hey, sometimes your opponent might only really have sorcery speed removal, in which case Zergo and Ojutai can kind of do the Zergo or Ragavan thing, just like dash ability and return it to its hand. Is kind of neat. So let's see how these play out, and then kind of holding everything together. 4 copies of Leyline Binding, just one of the best removal spells in the format, super efficient. You can cast it for 1 mana. We've got the 5-color mana base, awesome, and then 2 copies of Shark Typhoon. Another thing that kind of triggers Love the Beanstalk, and these are kind of the 2 big things that do that. Leyline Binding, obviously being able to play a removal spell and draw cards is amazing. Shark Typhoon, you can play it early, like if you need to cycle it, maybe you want to get a blocker in there, but later on you can cast it, take over the game that way too. I will have a link in the description to both the Pioneer version of this deck and the Explorer West that we're playing today. And the reason I say that's really important is because the mana base is obviously quite complex. We have 1 of each basic alongside 4 copies of Fabled Passage. That's our main way of triggering either Omnath or Nissa. Then we have a set of Triomes, so Ralgren Triome, 1 copy, 2 copies of Ketria, 2 copies of Spyro's Headquarters, 1 Jetmir's Garden, 1 Zeatora's, 1 Lander's Lounge, 1 Rafine's Tower, some kind of Naya Shocks to kind of keep us honest, 2 Temple Gardens, a Sunpetal Grove, 3 Sacred Foundry, 2 Stomping Grounds, and then a Boseiju, kind of our only like kind of utility land here to use. There are a few different ways you could go. I think it's a really solid shell. You could try and play more into like the fire style of things. Enigmatic with Up the Beanstalk is obviously like an easy way to go, but I want to do something a little bit different. So hey, if you want to see the Enigmatic deck, I can do a video on that as well. But yeah, I really hope we get Bring to Light onto Arena soon. It's one of like the coolest cards that is also just super amazing in the Pioneer format. That would just be amazing to have and do loads of shenanigans with, which would be cool. We'll have a look at the sideboard and then I will hop into some ranked games here. So we have a Gigantha, 2 copies of Rending Volley, Greasefang, Mono White, Spirits, Angels, kind of does a lot of work nowadays. 2 copies of Disable Stroke versus like things like Fires or like Control decks. 2 copies of Dovin Veto, really awesome versus Creativity, others kind of combo stuff, where they're going to have like Spell Pierces post board, and maybe you just need to kind of have a uncounterable counter spell to just say, hey, no, you can't get your World Spine Worm and Xenagos or the Traxer from the like Transmogrified decks is super nice. 2 copies of Rest in Peace, again, graveyard stuff. 4 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster versus more controlling stuff, more mid-rangey things. And then 2 copies of Mystical Dispute, just amazing versus any blue decks. Right, let's hop into some best 3 ranked games. If you're not ready, please do subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and let's go. Alright, first match with 5-color Beanstalk. Not sure how many matches this video could be, because I can imagine the game is going quite long, depending on the matchups we get. So, hey, we have all our colours. Some interaction with the Leyline Binding. This looks pretty solid. Can't really ask for more than that. Dragon Skull Summon, okay. I'm going to lead off with the Headquarters. Make sure we've got untapped white on turn 2 if we need it. And yeah, hey. Not too shabby. Silent Blood. It seems to be maybe Rakdos, but with like a bit of a twist. If they make a Fable, do I want a Leyline Binding it? What will that look like? We go Leyline Binding your Fable, untap Fable, or untap Risen Reef. Use them with a token, but I think that maybe is okay. We are in a situation where we don't have oh yeah. We'll do this. Worst comes to worst, we'll cycle the Shark Clothing. Alright. We will cycle this, we're using to find another land. Unfarm 0. Okay. Yeah, I think the Rat also made SI on blood. Yeah. Okay, so we have Beanstalk here. We can Beanstalk and hold up Leyline Binding, or we can Fable. Either which is pretty good. We do still need a land, and so I think I'm leaning towards Fable, but then like we're like heading towards this in a little bit. I think it's probably like the token's probably gonna die. I think this is slightly better off than us going like Risen Reef and trying to hit or Omnath. They're gonna cycle here too, so they're not gonna answer this. They have to use mana on their main phase to answer token. Just making Sheldred. I'll take the draw here, take the couple of damage. Alright, we hit a tap land. That actually works perfectly. How much damage do I want to take here? Let's just go on nothing. We can take a little bit more damage, I think. Wait, how much more actually, though? Oh, I really want to up the Beanstalk and Leyline Binding, but that means we're taking another 4 damage. Go to 12. This puts us pretty ahead, though. Ah, no Guts, no Glory. Yeah, you got it. No problem at all. Oh dear. Feels a little silly, but you know. I respect it. Get the Ragam, try him down, because then we can. Fortunately, the Swamp is a little prevented us from being able to cast on there. We have another Leyline Binding. He has more triggers. Despair. Ooh. Well, for one thing, we have a lot of enchantments to sacrifice. We can just sacrifice the Beanstalk. Get rid of the Fable. I think so. Yeah, we have like Omnathras and new stuff. I'm just gonna sacrifice the Beanstalk. That feels totally fine. So we can go Omnath with a land drop and just kind of like let's take over the game here. We do have to play it off of the. Yeah, okay. Bit of a weird one where we want to end up with an untapped light source. Okay. Let's use black here. Make the Fable. Do we need the Leyline Binding straight away? I don't feel like we do. Just go ahead and reef actually. I don't know if they have a way to pull back into the game from here. Go there, isn't it? Let's go ahead and mute that. Canada does kill on there, but dead to like 2 million other things.
See ya.
Do they have interaction for the reflection? It's probably a pretty big question. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, Fortsies. I think camera seems okay. I might discard both these lands, but I think I do want to play at least one of them at some point. Chandra is on 1. Yeah, like our low total was fine. Ew. That's cute. This applies pressure in a way the other things don't. I kind of like that. That's just hey, skip the thing. Concede to the Zergo. Okay, fair enough. Alright, versus Rakdos, we actually don't have much we want here. The Rakbusters are kind of for this matchup. They're main deck Chandras. I maybe want Disable Strikes, I don't know if I want to though. Like the Volcanic Smites are kind of meh. They're on like Sign in Blood and stuff as well. It's like I think I only bring 1 strike in. I don't think I want to draw 2. I do like these, but kind of like this is also like hard control. Like cut a couple of Volcanic Smites. Maybe I don't board in all the Backbusters. Like I'm pretty happy to play all of these cards. Maybe the Nisses are a little too cute. But to be fair, with like it doesn't get like straight up Fatal Push, and it still taxes the other removal for like Omnath and stuff. I'm gonna trim the Baborg, and then we will do this. Alright. Let's see. If they run us over with small creatures this time, we'll be very unhappy. But hey, there is room for that, I guess. Let's see then. Looks okay. Not optimal. Yeah, Thoughtseize here. I'm interested in what they're going to take. Because we're not taking... Okay, I'm going to take the stroke. Interesting. Yeah, Gardens down. I think. Cancel. If you get a blue source, it means you can cycle next. Yeah, I think we do this. Hush. Another Thoughtseize. They see another Omnath. They just take the shot Typhoon. Is that the plan? If they're not pressuring us, just leaving us with a pile of Omnath is not great for them. We'll see. Maybe they're gonna like look to go blank and stuff. So I'm gonna fetch for blue saucer. Like Trapazzer early could do some damage, but there's not much backing it up right now, at least. We don't have a black source anyway, so we're not casting it for one. Of the Beanstalk, see what we draw. Just get the Triome down. Yeah. Alright. Up the Beanstalk, stopping the Graveyard Trespasser from flipping is actually a pretty good draw. We can Omnath here. We take some more damage. If they go, the thing is, if they go like Sheoldred next, if Sheoldred's the next thing they do, then that's kind of a bit of a problem. There's one reason why like making Omnath here. So we make Omnath and you can always block. That's also potential. Omnath is like the highest upside play, right? But and we have two actually. Sure. If they have the removal spells, we need to make them use them, I feel like. And they didn't have something to cut straight away. They don't have double red for Chandra here. On a block? They've got a second one. I gotta preserve our life total, so you've got some longevity going for us. What are they following up with? Okay, nothing. That does explain a lot. One word. 13. Let's do this. And we currently don't have a black source. Getting some life back. This is up to a ton, not up to a ton right now. But like, now we have a bit more life and some stuff in play. I feel better about the... Okay, sure. You can cast Zergo, draw some cards. Nissa's 3 adds 1. We can go like Nissa Risen Reef. But again, I think we do want to look to be able to end the game fairly soon. So we get a card off the Beanstalk. Nice. Go to combat, we hit them, we get to anticipate. Let's grab Golos. Blind to return Dragon to hand. And we'll play land. We're not really going to run out of stuff to do, so I think we just play the land, even though we have like a couple of land portal things. The Sheoldreds. Go ahead and cast this. We do take some damage off of it. They've had enough. Fair enough. Alright. Well, those are black. It should be a fairly good matchup. Hey. Alright, cool. Next match. Alright, match number 2. Yeah, the first one was quite quick, so I might be able to get 3 in, but I don't want to cross my fingers here. I might play against like blue-white or something. And be here a while. You get to be able to play. I love that. 2 volcanic smites carries to the early game. We got all the main colours. And hey, look. Available and stuff on turn 3. Can't complain. No complaints from our side. And if it's a matchup where the smites are bad, we can always... Oh, okay, interesting. Innkeepers. We can, like, they're not casting the creature halves on turn 2, are they? I think we've got a turn to stay around. At the same time... You basically have a choice of Do we want to play our tap land now and just like give up on killing this straight away? Or do we want to play our tap land in like 2 turns, but taking like more damage off sharks? I think we can do this. Inky provides them some advantage, but we're actually I'm curious. Black Green Adventures, are they on? Yeah, Dread Knight obviously makes sense. Okay. You just like Rizzo Reef and ignore this for now, though, if you really want to. I'm kind of tempted to do that, or just Fable. Oh, that's fine. Going Fable does get us onto the board. Big away. At least it threatens to block here. It's obviously not like fantastic, but hey. I'm curious as to the contents. There's a couple of ways, like there's a lot of hype around Dread Knight, but from my perspective, it doesn't do like a ton by itself. Yeah, it can come back or whatever, but it's kind of doing leaps and circles. They take the Reef here, one of the interesting. So maybe they're playing like early adventure stuff into some bigger things. Otherwise, like, hey, you probably want to take one of the mechanics points because they're going to be really good against your, so far, small creature deck. But it might just be them on some kind of like black-green mid-range plan that has some adventure stuff in it. Alright, Thoughtseize again is going to take another smite. Sure. I can cast this again next time. I think I'm fine just saying no blocks. I don't know, you know. We're at 14. This is like a pretty like they can pay. These are Geometry cards. I think this is fine. So maybe actually I want the treasure. Well, we'll see whether we want to live and learn here. I'm gonna discard both of these. Keep the islands. Okay, nice. So that gives us a way to get around it. I think that I'm gonna use mana here. Kill the Innkeeper now. Put the Temple Garden back. Alright. You maybe use this to block later. Leyland Bunny is also a permanent answer to this. Let's see what else they're doing. If they drop a Sheoldred, then maybe we wanna... yeah, go on. Maybe the Dreadnought disrespect is real. Yeah, that's what it is. You're running out of cards here, though. Let's say attack for one team is right. And they have a Lobster Beast too. I should usually cycling this. Trying to find like Omnath or something a bit bigger. Hey. As if by magic. Let's see. Come on, draw Table Passage. That's not that bad. A little bit of life never hurt anybody. Left for some pretty good cards. Shock for Green Team. Oh, yeah, like 2 mana removal spell into Lobster Beast. Is that the play? Murder Strider. Okay. And then what we do in the other 2 mana? Are they going to recast the Adventure half of Monster Dreadnought? Ooh, Presence. What does this one do again? 7 mana, but at the beginning of your upkeep, to a creature from graveyard onto the battlefield you control. Yeah. Powerful. So now we have a Borgamaster Double Tap or Fable. Again, this is pretty big. I have lands to discard. I like both the other cards. I kind of don't want to play the Fable right this second. This does kill something, but I'm going to decline for now. Keep the Fable in hand as well. The important enabler. We drawn something like this or Antlath. what we got? So yeah, Black Green Adventure with some cool bits and pieces. If they cast this is really, really strong. That was kind of one of the questions. They're obviously only 1 mana away now, so maybe I look silly. We do have. It's also maybe something we're going to say just save the Leyline Binding for. But it's an interesting one. Speaking of Leyline Binding targets. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we're really going deep here with this one master then. We don't know they have a land. I think we just Leyline Binding Shoulder for now. Get rid of this. Draw. Sure. Just give them a ton of different options. I don't want to give them extra draws with the Dread Knight. I just want to pop the token, to be honest. I don't necessarily want them to block. But maybe they see that. Okay. I mean, that gives them extra draws. That being said, like, if they're casting it to draw, then, hey. They are not casting this time. Alright, let's put this Fable down. Yeah, let's end. If they do land this thing, it ends step or upkeep. Upkeep, okay, cool. So we get a turn to answer it. Yeah, if they we want to pitch both of these to try and find another Leyline Binding, basically. What I'm saying. But also with the Borgons over there, they're also like removal spell for anything. Like 2 of these kill a Shoulder Dread. Yep. Love Strip Beast. This is a grind through the creep house. Oh, they could have just cast it. Okay, wild. Oh, now we have the Beseiji. Which means I think they still just want to do that. Or we don't. We pitch them to Borgamos, kill the last Strip Beast. That doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, imagine a decline. Wait, it's twice that much damage. I'm dumb. But this is currently 4. Discarding a lot of cards. My maths is sometimes sketchy. Alright, they're gonna block again. That one does not go to graveyard. And we can add Gigantha while we're here, which is kind of nice. Alright, we've got Beseiji for the big enchantment. Feel pretty good at that. Yeah, so this is like a really nice removal spell, as long as except it's a sorcery, so it doesn't kill. It's like -2, -3, but it doesn't kill Resound when you need to kill Resound. It's a shame. Oh, I'm going to end step, and then we'll do this. Let's see then. Okay. The main phase for some reason. Kind of interesting. Yeah. Don't know what the mystery card is. I guess we can keep this and maybe look to cycle it, but yeah. Oh well, keep this and look to cycle it. Ooh, Clover. They don't have a castle, do they? No. This deck is very sweet. There's definitely like a really good shell here. We'll see. I have a Teamer Adventure deck I've got plans to play this week. But yeah. Like if you're playing enough lands to get to 7, and not feel like terrible against it. Like it is a good removal spell in the front half. We'll see, we'll see. So black green. They're playing enough early stuff where I do want the volcanic smites, I think. I still am not baffled, but like I guess the knight, the drain knight is not great unless you're really, really in on it. And even though I think you're gonna hamper your deck a little bit. They do some reasonably efficient removal. I don't want to cut the Nissa. So also kind of fine. But Boggles is actually really good there. I was pretty impressive. 64. Don't want all the bang busters. Again, like it's like mid-rangey, but not like hard control. Maybe just like bring in a couple, keep a couple of bits and pieces of everything. Maybe I do trim Nissa. Trim one of these. I don't even want to cut the Nissa. So like, there's some really random 2-drops. I've not played with Virtue, I really want to. I'm gonna put a bit on the back foot. I'm gonna cut the Ojutai. And then I don't think black green does have good answers for shark typing. Like the big thing. Let's trim one. We're working out the kinks, Alright, let's see then. Out of the Virtue, again, nothing really going on early, but kind of leading into Omnath. I feel pretty good about that. I'll lead with the headquarters then, and then look to find red. We'll see if we actually get to use this Vantress Vision's ability early. Okay, they're taking it pretty slow. They're settling in for the long game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like one of the things you can do is just like copy a Fable passage. We might actually do that. No cap. It could happen. Yeah, let's find a red source we don't necessarily have to shock ourselves. Or is that foolish? I don't like finding blacks because of the Omnath. I think that's fine. Yeah, let's do this. And just like lead into Fable. I think this plan's pretty good. You know, like Fable into Omnath stuff. Omnath like forces some interaction as well. Like if they tap their mana here, we maybe just make an Omnath this turn. We can even with the attack maybe look to go like Omnath trigger. No blocks here for now. Go on then. Let's discard Asparo's Passage. Maybe just this though. I think a little bit about how much damage they're going to put out on their side. So if they go... No Guts, no Glory. We might randomly die here. Sort of. So you've attacked to get the treasure token. Sweet. Actually it's kind of nice. I want to get Black Mana now. Black Mana now sounds fine. The reason why I said this is kind of like maybe an int is because I want to actually cancel. You can also go like Fable, copy the ability. No, I think we make Virtue. Just slam the Virtue and see if we can untap with it. Alright. It's game time. What's going on? How are we feeling? No! Okay, well. So if we block here, it enables fatal push, but I think that's kind of fine. I'm fine doing this. I'm just kind of going over the top of them. Ooh, okay. Well, sure. Well, kind of somebody can pop the 1/1 and stop them kind of doing stuff with it. Yeah, I think I just want to go like Fable some power probably. Hold this up. See what they do. We're a long way off of this now, at least. At least for now. We'll see. We can maybe do some like double Risen Reef shenanigans next turn. Eldred is problematic, for sure. Oh, the extra 1/1 is annoying. Given that... Oh, right, I played some Poker, which isn't let's cast this. I think I need a life, because we're drawing cards. I feel like I kind of need to activate this here. Let's draw for turn, see what we hit. Fable Passage. This is tough. Okay. Now I'm in the ley line binding, that freezes up a little bit. Let's go ahead and binding that. Get that out of the way, make sure we don't mistap our mana. We then have Risen Reef plus removal spell. No, this is better right now. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll pass, and then we can make a Risen Reef blocker into the block on their turn if we want. Which feels pretty great. Okay. Hey, card is super sweet. I don't hate it. Alright. Sure. Block here. Hold on to the leyline binding. Just try and blank the that for now. My turn. Keep the fetch line at play. Right. Fable. Bankbuster. Ass. Got a never-ending fleet of reflections. That's our thing other than it. Innkeeper's annoying. I don't have like a spot to kill that. I don't want to do it now. We will decline that. Keep on my money. It's also possible they figured that they might have thought Jesus here, but they might have figured that we're doing enough redundant stuff that they just want to. Yeah, okay. I like this decision even better now, but put down a little bit more card draw. We're not floating a ton of life. I think I want to do this still. They've got 5 cards here. We can do some shenanigans. The other whites was to find. They have Virtue. No blocks. Yeah, I'm gonna find a land. I don't leyline binding Monster Beast. You might regret this in a bit though. See. Oh, there's also actually a line where we could have crewed up with these and then blocked with these two. Yeah. And maybe it would have been smart. Oh, I wanted to respond to this so badly. I didn't set a stop. We're not going to decline after that. Oh, nicely! Trigger out the trigger out the Beanstalk. Yeah, I want to basically respond to the Fable trigger with reflection on Risen Reef. Alright, we drew an extra one. I'm going to do this now to try and find us something powerful to do. Alright, I'm nothing to hand, I'm nothing to hand. Yeah, if we're casting one of these, are we leaving white open? We are. Okay, that's a good amount of advantage. Does this do anything? Yeah, sure. Style points. Alright. Go ahead and end. So basically like holding Leyline Binding for either like Sheoldred or Virtue. Virtue's gonna come down like and take over the game if it's not answered with. So gotta be a little wary of that. Not sure if there's anything else we need to put priority on. They have some disenchants which should be annoying as well. Oh, there is a Thoughtseize. Don't want to respond to that? I don't think so. We'll just let them take whatever. Golos prevents the problem. Showing the second Armnath, like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Golos. That kind of makes sense. Cast a Murder Shriner. I would like to get towards Eleshnorn. That'd be cool. And there are like two of these to kind of grind with. Just fair enough. One land off of the Virtue. I don't mind sacking the treasure to draw a card, to be honest. Okay, we also have like reflection shenanigans available now too. How many cards are there? 28. Be a little careful. I cast this. Alright. So, we'll just create this up attack. Bit of a weird one. Yeah, I kind of want to do this. Alright. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, does that change the math at all? I don't have anything with Death Touch up there right now. 1, 2. They're at 13. We're like pretty close to being able to just kind of cut things out, aren't we? We have the backup on there, so I feel kind of fine about this. They tried some weird blocks, can maybe put counters places. The block on Kenrith. Eat there, eat there. Okay. They're leaving the 1-1. They're eating here. I'm gonna binding one of these basically. I want to clear the board a bit. They're gonna scoop it up. They can spend next turn like recasting these and like drawing some cards like that, but it's like they're spinning wheels, losing life slowly, and Kenrith is gonna close it out. All right, cool. Next match. Okay, match number 3. I think this will be the last one. I think we're about 45 minutes right now. So hey, what we're up against. Ronan is on the play. Boo, hiss, boo. All the 3s were a little weak to aggro if I'm gonna keep it. Ooh, how well can mono green shut us down? That's a great question. Find out next time. I could also be elves, but it's a very elf-heavy hand here. Yeah, I just want to make sure we have actually, I'll pass. Our lands. If we drew it, we need like 2 shots if we play up the Beanstalk there to draw a land. Maybe it's a gamble we should make. We should take, sorry. But then we have the Fable Passage. But this way at least we know we can play a 3-drop. Alright, Cavalier instead of Storm the Festival is good. But our opponent is pretty ahead. They do find a Nykthos as well. Decides to take the forest over it, since they already have one. Fair enough. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now. Identify the black source. Want to get our leyline bindings as cheap as possible. That gives us all the types. And we take 1. Okay. Mountain. We are not Risen Reefing right now. We basically loot towards power ASAP. Hoping to fade Storm the Festival here. If all they have is a Cavalier to do for the time being, we're in a really good spot. The tank card angle. Let's go a couple of different ways. The best thing they can do probably is to play the grab a statue and lock us out. Oh, that's brutal. I don't know if there's any way for us to beat that. We have the leyline binding. We're gonna take 5 here, I think, and then see what's up. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so if they take 5, they're basically committing to blocking the liner off to protect Khan. I mean, we can discard a Triumph, we can't discard too many lands. Maybe everything costs infinite right now. Maybe play the Triumph. I think we can discard these Risen Reefs. Three mana, nail the statue. Play this. Anything else for 2 mana? Oh, we can deploy Beanstalk if we sacrifice this thing. Dangerous. You know what? Go on then. We're losing the token, but we're going to get another blocker next turn. That's fine. I think we just save life for now. Wait, what? Oh, the Khan. Oh my god. Ah. I always forget that Khan turns off the treasure tokens. And they have the... Let's just go to game 2. Alright. They get to blow this up, get the God's Arrows actually back. We don't have another answer for it. Khan goes to get something else. Like, yeah. It's Jova. It is Jova. Okay. We have on the stable strikes. We can keep up doing big things. We need to kind of like have to leave the volcanic spites in to be able to be able to interact with elves, but don't feel like fantastic about it. And maybe bring in the vetoes. I don't know which. It's pretty close between this and veto, but the veto is just the amount cheaper. A little more awkward to catch, and they can't pay for it, so I think this makes sense. In terms of what we're cutting, unfortunately, Zagato and Aegiso does not attack through a bunch of reachy folks. I think this is maybe a little too cute here. But what was the other thing? Gives us does interact with some creatures and virtual knowledge lets us kind of like go over the top of them. Similarly, like Kenrith kind of enables that kind of stuff. That kind of makes sense. Golos is maybe a little too slow. Yeah, and Charlton is something, but they have good answers. Honestly, might cut a Beanstalk. I don't know. We're maximizing waste interaction by leave with the volcanic spiders in. We're trying to go over. Maybe we need it. We're trying to go over the top of them. Maybe like going like. Well, I don't know if we go over the top of them per se, but we want to interact like just enough to be able to get a little ahead with like Aleshnorn. No, I think chopping one up the Beanstalk's fine. Drawing 2 is a disaster. I don't think we can avoid that. I don't think we can live through that here. Don't have the time to be messing about doing that stuff. Okay. I'm gonna put this back. This is like really good if they have like. It's not even really good if they have like a couple of elves. The absolute opposite, but I think I would rather keep it than go to 5. I'll put a Sacred Foundry on the bottom. I'll leave with this. Kind of rely on drawing something, but 5 is pretty unwinnable. Drawing another 5 drop here after cutting some is rough. Let's see. Yeah, so like we can interact with the creature. The other thing is that if they don't have the elf and their draw is like Wolfwillow Haven, secure it, then it's also kind of game over. Okay, they've split them up here, which is neat. We drew the Vita, but we can't cast it right now. I guess I play this to find the blue source anyway. Yeah. This was maybe a bit of a run it down mid of a game. You could multiply, but you have a real tough shot at beating mono green on 7 cards. Okay. It's still activate for 6. I was about to say that's not a Storm the Festival, but it still could be. Yora's gonna. Okay. I was expecting an untap on Nykthos, but maybe not. Maybe a Khan for the fans. Could have added some extra mana. It had what? 8? Yeah. 4 left over. I think I have the statue again. We have answers to the statue at least. We can't cast it straight away. But we also need to do some living, which is rough. And we need to find a blue source. Alright. You just have to like sit here and like hold veto. If we hold veto, draw an untapped land for Aleshnorn, and then like draw into Leyline Binding, we are not in literally the worst spot. We are in a wonderful position. Let's use some of their mana. Watch that last card in hand be a Storm the Festival. Oh my gosh. I don't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Yeah. It is Jover, I'm afraid. Okay. We're going to go for Mice in a Weak Stone. That's like some consistency. Like get some cards. Pretty safe. I could get like I can't remember what the 8 mana thing is that eats things. Okay. Alright, I maintain, especially now they've used the Might Stone, they can't now use it as a removal spell. If we draw untap land to Elashnorn, well, to play Elashnorn into this card being a Leyline Binding, the game is not over. This thing also attacks the 5/5. What's up with that? Let's see then. Polychronos. Nah, mate. No cards. No cards. No applause. Here, King Jack.
Say hello to my little friend.
Trade damage off the board. This thing attacks the 5/5. Which admittedly I can block, but like, what we got? What else we got? A plus is a layer of the Hydra, and then pump it. They plus this on nothing. Ew, that's mad. So Fable makes 2 tokens. This thing, we have to deal 2. It deals 2 to a creature though. Isn't that just the most cards? Does Fable save us, is the real question. Also, they have the con activation. This gives us the most chance of hitting Leyline Binding, which I think is already out. To be clear. Oh, shenanigans are at work. Are they thinking of... No, you can't do this as sorcery. Not sure what they have here. This is 4 damage. We can point 4 damage at the Old Growth Troll. That's maybe worth it, actually. I guess that means we're not drawing our way out of... Oh. The mining. We don't actually need the types either. Alright, let's see. Can we live here? Is it possible? I think it all comes down to what they have left on their card board. They went to get Might Stone and Weak Stone last time, which is interesting to me. They can also make like a hugely big layer of the Hydra. What are we grabbing? If they have like Meteor Golem. Actually, Meteor Golem doesn't do it. I forgot. Well. No, it's the backup fence. Come on. Unfortunately, it enters with the counters. It does not. It's not enter without the trigger to get the counters. Sadly. So that pops Elashnorn, and then what else they got? I'm not conceding yet. Khan's in the bin now, at least. The Transmogrifying Wand is very good. It's like if they can do that with a bunch of with some other good stuff. This costing 3 mana is rough.
Let's get moving.
Also, cost of mana sounds like the wand. What are we doing there?
The land fights for us.
What happened? It's a 1 mana to activate. Elashnorn gets popped. Untap land. Again, we can like make 2. I hate that we're not like just dead. What are we exiling here? The Polychronos? We like having to chump block this. Then this is grabs a bunch of forests. It doesn't make threats consistently. I kind of want to just. No, okay. Just give them like effectively infinite mana. I think this is fine. I don't know what kind of. Did they show Besage you already? No, it's still in the deck. I maybe should have just killed the Polychronos. Maybe this is a throw.
The land will not forsake you.
We can let Polychronos hit us once. That's not too bad. Oh, and you can't.
My purpose is greater.
Gone. You're running out of stuff, surely. I know it's a portal. It's a portal angle. Let's see. You think that maybe came down earlier? Alright, see you in the wrap-up. Alright, here are the post-game. A few interesting matches. Some cards were really good, some cards less so. I think, like, interaction-wise, I'm fairly happy with the smites. The one thing I did think of is that you can maybe play Invasion of Tarkir here, as it's an enter the battlefield ability which you can, like, double up of. If you're playing, like, 2 Echelons and maybe also Virtue of Knowledge, that might be too deep. Maybe you just want 2 of these style of effects in the deck. Overall, Shell's fairly solid. The mana, like all these decks, is a little shaky early, and so casting things on turn 2 can be troublesome. But it's doable. There's only so much you can kind of do about that, to be honest. And then, yeah, like, hey, Risen Reef stuff. Like, this shell is really solid. The Virtue, we cast it once, it got blown up straight away. I don't think, like, hey, that's fine. The Bubble and Philip was actually pretty good. There's some other things I think you could play though as well, maybe. You go like Escape to the Wilds, as like giving you more stuff to do. There's a few different options, but like really missing Bring to Light still. Also like not overly impressed with the Light, so that means there could be something else. Maybe trim some numbers up here. We're obviously like heavy on the top end. A few more early interaction pieces would be neat, but like hey, there's only so much interaction you can have with green. We want to have our in-game plan, which is good. But both of these are like solid. It would be a nice addition, like in like a package that brings the light cards. But like as standalone pieces, I'm not sure exactly what I want to be doing up here. The enigmatic incarnation version of the Beanstalk deck, which I think is a thing, could be really strong. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, let me know, and I'll put together another video for it next week, or sometime soon. Because I think that could be quite cool. And then, yeah, there's a few other things I'm like interested in. But really hope we get Bring to Light. Some bits and bobs around, which are pretty cool. Yeah, overall, fairly happy with the shell. As far as the sideboard goes, like, we have a lot of counter spells here. I'm not sure you need strokes, vetoes, and disputes. Maybe some number of these could be cut. I wouldn't mind having some like deafening clarions, some kind of sweeper effects here as well. That'd be the one thing I'd like to look at adding. And yeah, that's about where I am. Overall, I think it's very solid. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, comment, share, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Nearly 1,000. Very close. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.